What's up, TikTok peeps? How are y'all, mugs? How are you? Hi. Now I have to talk for a minute, y'all. Okay. It's different levels, but... Okay, so when I first started this spiritual awakening, I met somebody that already had it all in the limelight, goals and everything, but me, that person, spiritually wise, pushed me to write my book within like a couple weeks and put it out. This person also, I don't know, just the spirit had me like, instead of procrastinating, I jumped on everything, y'all. I'm gonna wait for this person to come in because I know she's gotta hear this. Oh, Jesus. The uncomfortable, baby. But I want to tell y'all something. So when I started the spiritual awakening, when my mama died, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, ugh, I'm ready to go back to Florida, but God sat me down to have the spiritual awakening, y'all. But I was scrolling TikTok like 3 years ago. I don't know, guys. I don't keep track of time. But it was after my mother died, and my car broke down like 8 parts. Like, I was determined to go back to Florida, but I had to sign the lease here in the middle of winter when my mama died because I wasn't getting to Florida. My car just broke down out of nowhere. But I was scrolling TikTok one day and I met this spirit, this soul. Like, oh my God, I didn't know anything about this person. And I was just drawn to them. So I guess it's what they call past life. Whatever, y'all. I don't know. I'm going through it. This experience. So what happened was, y'all, I've been preparing for the last 4 years. Like, I've been sitting here dealing with all my traumas, forgiveness, patience, self-worth, confidence, every motherfucking thing. That is not easy. It's not easy. So this is what's going on that irritates my soul, y'all, but I have to face reality and shift my mind frame because this person, actually, I told God, like, I don't know, a couple months ago, like, hey, if this person has a karmic relationship they got to get over before they get to me, let's do it, blah, blah, blah. And I seen, I seen it. I was scrolling TikTok and I seen it. And I was hurt, y'all. I was so hurt that I was like, fuck that. Fuck that. I could do better than that. What the hell's wrong with them? Why they didn't talk to me? To where, you know, some of us self-sabotage or we still have that mask that we haven't had time to heal. And there's nothing wrong with it, y'all. I've had all of that. I've had all that in the past. Even when I met this person on TikTok, I had a mask too, y'all. I had a mask. To where now, that person and that spirit was the only thing that gave me the drive on the last 3 years to put out my book, to do everything I'm doing. To where it's hard. It's been hard because they're a big community person. They love children. There's not a flaw that I seen or even still see because I believe in this person. But this person has to believe in themselves. To where you guys, you know what? I was like, you know what? Today's the limit. Today's the limit. They didn't come in. To where all the time, y'all, all the time. This is some real shit because I got hurt by this. If they're your soul mate or soul connection or past life, the same way that I had to restructure from I had to restructure from the bottom, y'all. And at the time, I didn't think nothing was wrong with me. I had a good heart. I didn't disrespect nobody. I stayed in my lane. I had so much healing to do, y'all. So much. That every time I started healing, you know what I did? I said, okay, I'm going to be in Florida next week. I got this healing thing done. Bitch, I'm still here. But it's to where I'm the awakening, but it's to where that she's starting hers. And it's so hard because I have to, and I don't, it says Mandy viewed your profile. It's because when I scroll and I click on it, I'll scroll to see the video and I don't know what it does. But then I'll be like, Lord, why did I have to see this? Why can't she just work on herself, focus on herself, and I don't have to see none of this? Why you keep putting it in my face? Am I supposed to leave her or give it up? To where when I do, you guys, oh my God. Every time after, there's some kind of sign or from my family that has died, because I communicate with them, to where I sit back and I'm like, you know what? It's been 4 years for this mug to change. Even if it's only a year, or if I can help her grow in any way, or when she starts believing in herself and stop self-sabotaging and let go of that ego and pride mug. I had it all. I'll help you. No, thank you. It's not easy though, because it's like I've waited 4 years. I have not done anything. I'm not, and I even listen to my future person out here. You have to go get one of them disease things done. I just did that. I got my results today, bugs. I have nothing. So, and even if you do, you can fix it, maybe. But I'm not just jumping and intertwining with anybody, even if it is my soulmate or whatever, because I've already seen the karmic relationship right here, to where I know she's like. I'm gonna be raw and real. Like, this is what I see, because I've come so far, and it's not judging my babe, it's not judging her, it's just like, just keep going and keep trying, because there's days that I be just ready, I'm ready to give you up, because it's like, I waited 4 years, but then again, it took me that long to restructure myself from bottom to top. And it'd be amazing if it's only a year for you. And it's not really being selfish, but it is, but it's not, because it's a lot, y'all. And this ego and pride shit, you've got to let it go. And fuck what anybody says. Because at the end of the day, all the people that used to tell me this in my ear, and there was, like, even, like, when it first happened and I was heartbroken, and they're like, oh, she fumbled you. No, she didn't fumble me. I fumbled myself. I should have loved myself enough not to allow myself to go give the supplies. That little supply in the 10th dimension, 6th dimension, whatever you call it. The breadcrumbs, and I'm right there, like, hey, on ecstasy with her. And then it's like, she disappeared. But then at the time, I didn't care, because, like, I was taking care of my brother with brain cancer. So I was like, let her do her thing, I'll do my thing. But I didn't know the mask, like I had, is still there. And it's okay, nobody's perfect. But baby, your spirit, your soul, I don't care what. The dark and the light, I'm going to love you for everything unconditionally, and we're going to make it work, but you have to get it together, babe. Like, you have to believe in yourself. I had to come on here and talk about this. You have to believe in yourself, just like I do. And the thing about it is, there's people that come my way that are on my level. And then if I feel like I'm going to flirt with them, I feel bad. Why do I feel bad, Bug? Why do I feel bad? You know what it is? It's my spirit team. It's God, the universe, because nobody's perfect. And the hardest thing is when you're on this journey and, like, you pass the teacher. It's hard, y'all. Because then it's like you're getting all these downloads, because I'm on different dimensions, different levels all the time, and I come back to Bridge to talk to people with my journey. And it's like, the 1 minute I'm done, the next minute it's like, oh baby, you're the only person I ever felt this with, and we've never even met each other in person, Mugs. This is all spiritual. I've never had this my whole life. To where I write poetry like yesterday or today, and I was done. To where I got off this live a few minutes ago, and I had a download from my family, and it wasn't even my brother that said it was going to be her. It was my twin. My twin. To just keep being patient. And everything that even when I ask God, hey, if she's got to go through a karmic relationship, just get it over with so I can get to my baby. To where it's on TikTok, and I'm like, how you gonna do me like that, Mug? How you gonna do me? Like, I'm learning and growing every day, but I also I want my person to know, no matter what, it's unconditional love, because there's some kind of, it's not fair sometimes, y'all. It's really not. But then when I sit back and think about, you know what? Maybe she expected me to be over there in that country like 2 years ago, and I'm still here, but I'm about to go, y'all. Like, wherever I'm supposed to go, even if it's by myself and we meet up one day. But I want her to know, believe in yourself. Like, dude, it was nothing to do with your looks, how you talk, what you do. It was all spirit. I accepted everything about you. Your flaws, your good, your bad. To where I got breadcrumb doll, to where I got, what do you call that stuff? To where I was the supply, because when I give it, it's good. And that's in the other dimension, y'all. To where I was like, fuck you, motherfucker. That shit hurts. And then you over here sleeping. Y'all, it's not easy, but you really have to trust the process and go with the flow. And I'm learning all this. Like, I already go with the flow, but there's days it's like my boundaries and my standards, and that's wrong. That's disrespectful. But if that's all they're used to or know, then how is that disrespectful? Because I was the same way as that person one day, too. This is crazy. But it's amazing, but it's also teaching me more and more patience, and it trusts the process. Because it's like, if they did me like that, at first I was really hurt because I never expected it from that person. Like, I expected them to at least have some kind of conversation with me. Like, yo, Mandy, you're taking a little too long. Or even just say, I don't know what I want, I'm going to go experiment. I'm cool with that. But I didn't get nothing from that person but just seeing things that I told God, if she has to take care of it, take care of it. But I didn't expect it to be right in front of my face because that hurts, y'all. To where it's like, every time I'm ready to give up on it. Every time, Mugs, it's annoying as hell. I either have my family that's died, that's passed, that speaks to me. I have something that comes on with her name. It's just, it's to where I have to stop resisting it and trust the process. And also know that, like, we all go through things in life, and it's not erased, and it's not... But it's like, damn, to where it's all going to be more than worth it in the end, because we're going to be a powerful couple. We're going to give the world hope. But to put that mask down, or ego and pride, or feel they're not good enough, or self-sabotage, it's not their fault. It's just a lot of times we're raised that way, y'all, and that's all we know. Even being out here in the limelight, even being out here doing whatever you do. So the only time they got that love and attention from somebody is when they're chasing them on this freaking social media shit. Or out here in the streets where, you know... But in all reality, they don't have the best intentions for you, babe. They want a piece of that like they want a piece of me, like energy-wise. Or they want or they see a gold mine. Or they see, you know, let me fuck her. I heard she's good. Like, baby, stop. Stop, because you're worth so much more than that. Like, but you don't have to stop. You don't have to. Just know that every time, because you know what, the past 4 years, y'all, we've had no communication, or it'll be like it'll be a couple months in. Like the very beginning, I screwed it up, and then now she screwed it up. But it's not even about all that. It's just about trusting the process, and don't listen to what anybody has to say. I don't care if it's a preacher. I don't care if it's a teacher, a counselor. Because everybody is different. Everybody's life story is different. And I manifested her. So I have to stick with, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. And it's hard, especially when you've healed. I could say I've healed. To where it's like, and this person's been pulling on me and tugging me, and I haven't given in for like, I don't know, 3 weeks, 4, I don't know, I keep checking time, but it's like, they're still fighting for it, and I never fought for her. I kind of chased her in the 6th dimension because we had, like, you know, euphoria, shit, whatever. To where I was feeding her, I was her supply. That hurt. To where I'll be live and this person, this is some real shit, y'all. I'll be live and this person will just come through. If you go to my YouTube, y'all, I'll be like, I can't even say her name right now because you know what? She is an amazing woman. I wouldn't be on here talking about her if she wasn't. This is just stuff that this is my reality. This is the raw truth of this spiritual situation that I'm going through. To where I don't want to give up on her. By far, she knows I'm a ride or die. She's seen what I went through with my whole family. But we were separated, because you guys know what happened. I had to disappear from TikTok like a year ago. I think I had like 14,800 followers, to where I was supposed to unfollow everybody because everything is energy, guys, and spirits. Whatever anybody has attached to them, I don't care if it's my children, anybody. I had to have 0. And when I went from almost 15,000, and I was following probably, I don't know, guys, 5,000 or 6,000, to where I got it down to 2,000. Like, God, are you happy, universe? You happy? No, Mugs. I had to put it to 0. To where people were getting mad at me, like, how are you going to unfollow me? Like, these people are that petty. To where I looked like I was crazy, following and unfollowing, because I wasn't listening to the higher power in the universe, what it had for me, because to where I had to delete my whole account. And I went to Facebook, and I ended up having my journey on Facebook with my brother with brain cancer. Like, he was the last one, May 2nd of this year. And February 4th was my father. So I lost them all. And they get on my nerves, but they're also guiding and helping me with this journey. And so are a few people on TikTok, because I don't be on social media much. I don't watch TV. I don't do any of that. I just have this connection. And I fuck up a lot, y'all. I'm not perfect. Even being spiritual and blah, blah, blah. I go through things. We all do. But the craziest part is, like, I can't even go to the store. I don't like to play lottery, y'all, but I'll play like a $2 ticket because I feel to play it, and I'll lose, and I'll be like, what the hell, Lord? But then I have to change my perspective, y'all, in my mind frame. Okay, why did you tell me this, God? And there will be words on that $2 cash word. Cash words, it's where it's like a bunch of words. Like I do my little, what do you call it, guys? I do it once a day or once a week anymore, crossword puzzle. And the last word always somehow resonates. It's amazing. And it's so simple, but it's like we make it harder for ourselves. Or we self-sabotage. Or we be like, damn, she's looking good. She's popping. But that doesn't mean I forgot you, babe. Like, you pushed me to get here. The spirit. To where, y'all, I'm like, okay. So, you know what? That was the devil in the beginning that got me to where I've done my healing, and now it's time to move with somebody who aligns with me. And I am down with that. But every time, you guys, I'm telling you. So we got to stop fighting and resisting it and let it happen and go with the flow. But I don't want to see her no more with these other people. Like, I'm just going to stay off the scroll. But it's not easy. And especially when I went from religion to trauma, all kinds of shit, y'all. I'm a twin. Actually, 17 years was 2 days ago, the 16th. Today is my dad. This is my dad. My stepdad died, but it's my real... No, not died. It's my stepdad's birthday, and it's my real dad's death. Because my real dad died when my mama was 3 months pregnant, and she had twins. So imagine that, y'all. But I've come through it all just like you guys. We keep pushing. We keep going. But this spiritual stuff, bugs, is not... It is easy, but we make it hard. I guess that's what I should say. Because... when I sit back, but when I'm on so many different levels, because why do you think they call it 3D, 4D, 5D? This world is so many different dimensions. But the 3D sucks ass. It really does, with these people and money and blah, 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 control, blah, blah, blah. To where I had to be everything I was taught, shift my mind, even down to religion, where my whole family has died, but they were the most... Like my stepdad, which is my father, he didn't even know who I was because he didn't believe in gay, or lesbian, but he lived with my brother that was gay. Like, I felt like I never had a fair chance in life, or nobody ever even gave me a chance, or they just knew I've seen what a lot of people don't see. It could be that too. Because every negative, you can make it into a positive somehow. Just like when, from child to fucking, I don't know, 17, every Sunday and Wednesday, Pentecostal, we had to go to church, and I would argue with my mom because I hated to wear a dress, y'all. I hate wearing a dress. To where I took that negativeness, like, on my healing journey now, because I'm grateful and thankful for everything that's happened in my life, even my parents, even the bad, the good. I accept everything. This life is yin and yang, mugs, and until you accept it and stop judging, mugs, you're not going to grow. Simple as that. I had to go through all this. That's how I can speak on it. My experience, my journey. To where my mama, I'd be so mad, like, Mom! I would try to play sick. She'd never fall for it. She would give me a thermometer. To where now I understand why. And I was glad that I was mad. I was sticking up for who I am. If I didn't want to wear a dress, I shouldn't have had to. But, you know, parents make us do things, whatever. I don't know why I hated wearing a dress, to be honest. But anyways, to where on this journey, the things that were instilled in me from the Pentecostal church, like love, spirit, a lot of things I didn't even understand, because like my mom and dad would be so toxic at home and fight, and then we go to church. It's like, who are you guys? Why are you acting like you're so in love and we're such a great family? Like, y'all mugs be tripping. Like, but I would just always see this, but no actions, no real actions with the words that even my own family being raised, and I'm not judging them. This is just my life. It was so damn toxic that I was toxic too, y'all. But I was like the bitch, me and my twin. Like, we did everything. So we always made people happy before ourselves, to where on this journey, I've been in so many predicaments, and we're going to keep getting tested, y'all, and just with different places, people, and things. It don't have to be the same person that you get tested, because if you think you pass, no mugs, you got to keep going. And it's as simple as one day, my last biggest My last big, besides the airport, when I missed the work by 5 minutes, I locked myself out for 8 hours, and this was my mind frame that day, y'all, because I do get this higher power, this connection most of my time. It was to where a friend called and asked me to do something, so I go to the store. I'll say 10 to 20 minutes out my way, and I told the higher power, I'll give you the rest of my day, all day. You guys, well, that's a lot of time, but it's amazing time. To where it wasn't about what I wanted that day at all, because I locked myself out for almost 8 hours, and my son was 3 hours away, and he's never 3 hours away like that. To where I learned, because my spiritual team, my family, where I'm at now, they're always protecting me, backing me up. To where I didn't have none of them, but they were staring at me that day like, hello, Mandy, are you going to grow the fuck up yet? Are you going to listen? Blah, 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 blah. You can't always do what you want to do. Like, it's that serious, y'all, but it's really simple. It was so serious that my neighbor, older lady, came out with on Google, because, you know, when we're trying to unlock my door, it's a deadbolt. So we're going for the deadbolt over there, and all we had to do was take a screwdriver and flip off the cap of the actual knob to get, oh my God, y'all. It was that simple. But I learned, because even my brother, I always tell y'all, my brother's food stamp card, like, gangster bro, what the fuck? You used to be able to break in places. Why can't we? Dude, it was that serious to me, because, like, that was the first time I didn't have them. Because I had to grow up and listen. They always got my back. And of course I got in that day eventually. Eventually, after I overheated and the shit. To where I don't go against the higher power, y'all, or the universe, or whatever I feel. Like, I always tell people too, if you wake up in the morning, you got a lot of things to do, but you got this, you got sick out of nowhere, you got this feeling of like, oh, I don't know what to do. This is gonna be tough, but I'm gonna go do it, because in your mind you got to get it done. Like, I had to go get my friend to the store and give her cigarettes or whatever done. No, y'all. That's a higher power saying stay home and just trust the process. Now, it's not easy. I'm not sitting here talking out my ass. It's not easy. It's not easy for a lot of things, especially when it's uncomfortability. This is uncomfortability, bugs. I even had to come back to TikTok, and I didn't even want to come back to TikTok. And then I come back and see stuff, but you know what? It's all trust the process, faith. I've always had that mustard seed of faith, or I don't believe in impossible. I don't. I believe that anything is possible. Impossible is not in my brain. And I've also learned when I'm going through a lot, like even when my brother died in my kitchen, all of a sudden my kitchen freaking floods. Some pipe busted underneath the thing, and nobody came except one of my friends to stop it. And I didn't get a new kitchen floor until like 2-3 months later, but I had to trust the process, and that's what I did, because everything is amazing. Everything is. The only thing I get a little stuck up on is like this love stuff, y'all. This love stuff with the spiritual world, because I know you got to be equally yoked, or you mirror who you are. But waiting after you got to that point that you thought you had to get that person, because I said I would never chase anybody, but I was chasing her in the spiritual world, because I gave her what she wanted. To where I stopped, and now she finally feels it. Like, it's been a hell of a journey, and it's an amazing journey. But it's a lot of being by myself, a lot of understanding on different perspectives, different levels, because when you're hard-headed and stubborn, and you got to go through a lot of different stuff, because you got a big heart, or you feel bad, to where the higher power makes sure you put yourself first, because these tests that you keep going through, they suck ass. They hurt. They hurt, or something just... It just looks rough. And I'm a big believer, and I don't care what people think anymore, because that's what stopped me most of my life, what they say. And you know what? I've been close to so many people in my life that only lasted a year, 2 years, 3 years, to where I can, when I went back to Florida last week, it was a time of my life. I just surprised them, popped up, and I had some good soul food every darn day. I'm telling you. It was amazing. It's just trusting the process and having even more patience. When I think I had the most patience, like, okay, Mug, it's almost 4 years and nothing's happened yet, to where I can't be selfish. I had to be restructured from bottom to top, y'all. It's not easy. Especially when you're hard-headed and stubborn. And the thing is, I finally got the understanding of who God is, because even being raised Pentecostal, When my twin died in 2008, I blame this higher power, y'all. Like, how you could take the only person that loved me and understood me, blah, blah, blah. So where that's the only thing that has stuck by me my whole life. To where I have this understanding, like, because God lives within all of us. Spirit and flow. And when you have that connection, there's times where I do things, I'll be like, what the hell, Lord? It makes it look like I lied yesterday, but now you have me doing it. Like, leaders, and when you really truly go with the flow and not with rules and regulations, and blah, blah, blah. That's going to be the 2026 leader. We out here. Like, you have to truly go with the flow, because how are we really going with spirit? Oh, just listen to me. I feel all the judgments out here. It's okay, moms. I'm not scared of you, because this is my truth. This is what I'm living. How can we truly... It's like this. I don't prepare for my videos. I've tried practicing things. It doesn't work out for me. I have to truly go with the flow and believe in myself. Even with the mistakes, the clumsiness, everything. You see how I just did my live and I bumped... You know how many times that's happened, and I usually remember to put it up? Like... We have to accept ourselves for everything we are, the good and the bad. Like, what is bad? Bad is only what you feel conviction of. Miss Jean is what you feel conviction of, not by the rules and regulations of the system and everything, because if we keep going by that, we're not going to grow. With much love and grace out here, it's a lot. And it's one step at a time, and it's so many different levels to where people wouldn't understand until... That's why I was reading something the other day, and it was like... You know why a lot of people don't understand you? Because we're that 1% that people give up right when they have to face their self, period, or face who they are, or face everything. And I've been through it all. It's not easy. But I had no choice. I had no choice but to keep going, and every time I made a mistake, I had no choice but to fix it. Because when you're chosen, or whatever they call it out here, anointed, because we all have gifts. You know how many people that I see with more gifts than me, and I'll be like, man, that's amazing, and they got to believe it themselves, y'all. We can't save nobody. We can't make them think that they're amazing and beautiful unless they think it. And I've been there to where people used to tell me, oh, you're so beautiful. I'm like, whatever, back off. Like, we have to feel it. We have to know it ourselves. And until we get there, we're going to be triggered by a lot of people. You're going to be triggered by me a lot, just because of the simple fact that I've been there and done it. I mean everything with love and grace, but people get triggered. Like, I used to get triggered. I want to say the last time I got triggered is when I seen this person with somebody. I'm like, mug. But it's almost like they were trying to make me jealous or to make me react. And I'm not going to do that, even though I'm telling my story, because there's no one going to tell my story. But there's still a line of respect, because everything happens how it's supposed to, y'all. And if you want that one that's just going to be like through thick and thin, and I'm talking like, you ain't got to go through this 3D bullshit. When I travel the world, and we travel the world together, we don't have to worry about trust. I'll be damned. And if that's part of the problem in the beginning, I'm going to make sure she doesn't have to worry, because, like, I'm here for you. You're here for me. Us against the world, baby. Like, but a lot of us have been hurt, traumatized. I mean, we've been played by people we never thought would play us, to where we really have to go inside and heal that. And it takes time. Everything is not like a blink of an eye. But life is a blink of an eye, y'all. What is time? It really is. Like, I've lost my family, and it's like... like, there's times I'll be like, bro... Like, my bro put up such a fight that was the hardest to watch, because... And then he's gone. Like... And he was gangsta, bro. To where he had a connection with this person, and it's like, y'all make me... You guys irritate my soul. Because it's like... I felt like I was always getting hurt, y'all. But you know what? I took things too serious. I don't know. I'm still on this journey, but I want my person to know, my future person. Don't give up. We kind of irritate each other sometimes. Just by... We don't speak, y'all. Like, I mean, we used to speak in the higher realms, but I kind of been blocking. Yeah, it's a lot. And everything is okay, and everything is going to be okay, y'all. And you got to believe that. And you got to accept yin and yang. You have to accept the yin and yang in the world, because the world wouldn't evolve or revolve without the yin and yang. But to what I do with the yin and yang on the negative side, I always find a way to make it positive. Oh, yeah, where I was going earlier with being raised Pentecostal and had to wear a dress, and I'm mad at mom, so I didn't really process what the preacher was saying all the time. But what I did process was true love. I processed respect to the church, but I didn't process these instilled beliefs that my parents had to where they're dead now, and they have to see me shine, being a lesbian, like, because they judge me. And it sucks being in that position, guys, because number one, we can't be ourselves, or number two, we have to hide everything. Or number three, it's like, damn, what's wrong with me? I have a good heart. I have these lesbian tendencies, but so what? Like, to where somebody even told me trauma is the reason why some people are lesbians, okay? And I even went back to healing all my traumas, y'all, where I faced my trauma. Even when my brother had brain cancer, the biggest person that did a lot of bad things to me as a kid, a baby. Throughout, my mom was a little hoochie, y'all, which I still love her. She had a lot of men. She put all of them first. So imagine what we had to go through. Like, and a lot of y'all have too. But you know what? I wouldn't take it back for nothing. I learned so much. To where I was chasing my mother's love so much. I moved from Florida twice to take care of her, like, but how could she love me if she wasn't taught it? It's like us. How can you start a car and go if you weren't taught how to do it? But we don't think of that at the time. We're just like, you're my mother. If I lost my twin and I had nobody love me, I really had nobody but this higher power truly loved me my whole life, y'all. And that's who I blamed when I lost my sister in 2008. But I also didn't have this full understanding of the universe and God, because being raised Pentecostal, I'm just like, my mom and dad just fought at home, and my mom's here speaking in tongues. My dad's running around church. What the hell is going on? Like, my life as a child was just like, I just went with it like a chameleon. So we get used to, it's a lot, y'all, in different levels, but nobody's perfect. And you have to go through these things to even understand or help other people. Like, children today that go through all this stuff, it sucks. I see weird, like, I don't know if it was the shots they did out here a couple years ago. What do they call it? COVID shots? To where I even went to do this STD test, guys, and it's not because, I've been waiting. I've been truly waiting. But I did this test because I know my future person is around the corner. If it's her or somebody else, I can't say. It's whoever is higher power, but it keeps coming back to her. To where I'm going to show that, and that person has to go get it done too before I intertwine with them. And it's with love and grace, because there's some nasty mugs out here. I feel like when you sleep with one person, sometimes you sleep with the whole city. Especially when you are from a small town. It's disgusting. And then I go in these stores, it'll be like 11 o'clock at night, and I'll be like, damn, they look like a zombie. What the fuck did they take? And it'd be the... Let me stop. Stuff is real, though. It is so real. By the way, I didn't get any of the shots, y'all. I didn't get any of them. I didn't even want to take my dad before he died. He wanted me to take him to the Walgreens to get his, like, booster. And I'm like, Dad. My stepdad. But it's my dad. You don't need a booster. What do you need a booster for, Dad? Like, I don't want to take you that you die. And he did die. Because this stuff out here, especially older people, they're so used to, you know, as we get older, you know, when I get older, I might want them pills too. Hey, mug, knock me out, do something, mug. I can't stand this life. I don't know, but I've already had the cancer and beat it to where pills, I was buying $2 pills off the street for $20. Like, mugs were playing me to where I was that much of an addict because I was in so much pain, and then I dealt with a relationship. It was like, bitch, I can't smoke weed. To where I got drug tested and I dipped that stick in the water. I was like, see, it's inconclusive. If I was really, like, dude, that's just how much masking or I didn't love myself enough to even be 100% real out here. Like, because I never seen it from anybody else. But when me and this person, like 2 years ago, on TikTok, I don't know, we were on like a 5-hour live together. It seemed like an hour, and I was like, I don't know. So this soul connection, or they say we have a soul tie from before. I don't know. I'm going through it now, but there is something. And the hardest thing with me right now with the patience, well, the patience is okay, but like is seeing something and then still have to believe in something that's like block it out, and I'm going through it. Like, I have to block it out and keep believing and trusting the process. That's tough. Especially when you see things you don't want to see, or things that might hurt you, but, you know, we have to see it for a reason. And as leaders and people that are hard to get at, like, you really have to trigger them. That's how we grow. That's how I grow. That's how I learn. It might take me a couple days after I get past that, like, you fumbled me, motherfucker. Like, it's not easy. And there's, like, such a love that is, it could be, it's still toxic for people that haven't healed, which is always going to stay toxic. We're going to stay on that level if we don't realize, like, because toxic was all I knew. That toxic love when they chase me or tell me, don't leave like Whitney Houston. That's the only time I felt loved, because nobody ever gave a fuck about me or even chased me. But that's some toxic shit to where I've healed all that. Not that I'm perfect. I have to be in a relationship to realize. But I'm fixing, I think, my toxic ways now. Or my selfish ways, which I'll be thinking she's selfish. Like, hello, if you gotta do all this, don't do it. Don't do. I don't know. I can't run or control anybody's life, and I don't want that to happen to me either. But when I do get out here with my special person, we're going to travel the world together. Not that we're not going to argue or something or have a mishap, but bitch, you ain't going nowhere. I've never been married, and this last one I'm going to marry, like, and it's going to be a female, against all odds of my family and what they believe and everybody else out here that's judging. It's okay. Just be yourself. Be yourself. Everybody's calling me weird or so slow. I'll be like, yeah, the best. You know, like, we just, we have to really, truly go in and start loving ourselves and start. And what helped me on this journey when I first started, y'all, because I was like, I forgive my sins at the end of the day. Ain't shit wrong with me. Bitch, I had 0 to 100 real quick when disrespected. I don't give a fuck who you were. Like, I looked so ignorant most of my life just by being disrespected by people that knew it would trigger me or they would try to bring me down to where they're at. And it did. 2 wrongs don't make it right, but it felt good at the time. So, it's a lot of levels and process, and it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight, and nobody's perfect. But that person to this day, from that day one, even to now, even seeing all the big shit, is still perfect to me. But they have to believe that. They have to believe that. They have to believe in themselves. And until then, if they keep self-sabotaging, I'll kick your ass. I'm going to get over there and kick your ass. Because you're worth it. We're all worth it. We just never felt worth it because nobody made us feel good or loved us right or played us or just everything, y'all. But you know what? If I could be here today through everything I've been through, from even my mama being pregnant and my dad died. She was 3 months pregnant. She kicked him out, or they had an argument. He died that night. But he chose to drink. He chose to drive. He chose to do everything. But she had, I guess, families, but I don't know, there was a lot, y'all, that I didn't know shit about because she would never talk about it. She'd just be like, you're just like your dad. But keep going and keep believing and doing what you feel and believe, guys, because I'm gonna tell you what, there are so many people out here that the devil, or lower vibration, whatever you want to call it, will be looking for an answer, and boom, that answer that comes in like a light bulb, yeah, but that's the devil really getting to somebody's weaknesses, a weakness that they had to actually heal to know that it's truly the higher power. It's deep, love. It's deep. So just keep going and trying and just keep doing and believing what you feel. Okay, y'all? Have a wonderful day.